Hello, everyone. This is a continuation of lecture 12. I will call this 12B, and the other one, the old one, that it was abruptly cut towards the end, the last 10 minutes, we'll call that 12A. I kept going after the connection was cut, and I did show a couple more slides. And it wasn't recording, so I will go through them right now by myself. So before we lost connection, I was basically, and I hope nobody has class at this point to come and kick us out. But when I was before the connection was cut, I corrected the mistake I made writing the units. The units of compressibility is steep, but the units of bulk modulus is pressure dimension. So this is steep, but the bulk modulus is PSI, pressure. And I was drawing I was mentioning that we need to have a 3D perception to understand how bulk modulus works. Basically, you have an REV, and I was drawing it green, just like this REV that we have here. And basically, I apply a stress and I cause a deformation in all dimensions. So I make it smaller in terms of height, length, and width. So it becomes, the whole cube becomes smaller in height, length, and width due to the stress that is applied to it. So you have a delta sigma, and then you have the volume change of delta V, or delta V here, from delta sigma. Or because of, we are talking about rocks, this is equivalent to a change in porosity with respect to a change in the confinement, in the pressure acting in all directions in a sense. So that's how the bulk modulus is calculated, and this is how it's related to compressibility. That will help you with one of the questions in the homework, and I will overview the homework in the next lecture. Another thing is that I want to ask again, if you already booked an appointment for the midterm, let me know. Otherwise, I will love to push it to maybe 9th or 11th of October if needed, because I think we are in no rush and we can certainly use one more week for preparation ahead of the first midterm. That about the Young modulus. And then I did go over, okay, we talked about 6 different moduli. Young modulus, Poisson's ratio, shear modulus, bulk modulus, Lamè's first and Lamè's second parameter. Okay, how are those interconnected with each other? Because like I said earlier, 6 unknowns, 6 equations, but I only need to know 2 of those moduli, and I can get the other 4. And here I have a set of all the equations. This is from Wikipedia, actually. If I have a pair, say on the first line, on the first row, I have 2 of those constitutive parameters, those linear elastic moduli I was talking about. I have bulk modulus and Young modulus. Then I use this equation to get lambda, this equation to get G, this equation to get mi, and this equation to get m. Then if I have bulk modulus and lambda, I use this equation to get E, I use this equation to get G, I use this equation to get mi, I use this equation to get m, and so on and so forth. And in the homework, I'm asking you to make a spreadsheet where you put those 2 values and you get automatically the other 4. And I ask you to save this spreadsheet, not as geomechanics homework too, but as like linear elasticity moduli calculator or something, so that you can use it in the future. Because who knows what you are working on? You may get a job as a materials engineer, any solid state mechanics guy, structural analysis person. You never know, or even in rig design, etc., etc. You may find this spreadsheet useful in the future, maybe in other classes too. So you may not know how to derive each one of those equations, but you certainly should know how to apply them. So here, the way you will have your spreadsheet arranged is like you input numbers here, and then you get values here, 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 and here. And then every row works independently. Very easy to do. The equations are given, don't make a mistake. And then I'm asking you, there is a problem where you can use that table to find an answer to one of the questions. So you find that's an easy way of verifying if your spreadsheet is correct. And you can do that for every row. Because once you have 2 and you get the other 4, you can use those 6, 2 of those as inputs in every row, and you get the other 4 as outputs, and you verify yourself as you go down. I think it's 15 rows or something. Should be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. The most common one, I had this table in my thesis, is this. I have Young modulus, Poisson's ratio from the lab, and I want to get the other 4, bulk modulus, lambda, and shear modulus, and I get it using those. It's the most popular one. And Nassim, the TA of this class last year, he's working on a structural analysis model between 2 intersecting tunnels, the wellbore and the perforation tunnel, orthogonal intersecting, and he's doing a stress analysis in this intersection. And his model is linear elasticity, and he needs to put 2 inputs in his model. And what he uses is E and me, Young modulus and Poisson ratio. Very, very simple. So you need 2 to get the other 4. Now, if you have an isotropy, things become much more complicated. I did talk in the previous part of this lecture about transverse anisotropy, which is isotropy orthogonal to the axis, orthogonal to an axis. So if this is the code, is layered like this. Imagine, Malek said, imagine a building, every floor is colored differently. Okay, if you are in one floor, you see one color only. But if you move to another floor, again, you see one color, but a different color than the previous floor. I think that was the best way to explain it correctly. And yeah, I mean, this kind of notation that we learned today, the Voigt notation, it helps a lot in this kind of models. And this transverse isotropic model is the next level after isotropy. So I want to depart from isotropy, which is a very simple model, same values everywhere, and I want to have transverse isotropy. Maybe I can use this notation for that by using some modifications that we are going to talk about later. And with that, I will finish the entire lecture, and this will be 2 videos basically, 12A and 12B, and we will carry on Friday. And apologies for the interruption. Accidentally, Zoom room closed down as I was speaking, and I didn't notice it until later, and I tried to retrieve it. I couldn't. At least we got the 41 minutes from the first video, and now the rest. So thank you very much. I will see you all on Friday. And please, if you already booked an appointment to have an exam on October 4th, let me know so I won't move it. But if you didn't, that means if I don't get an email, I will think of it as it's okay, and I can move the exam and give you more time to prepare for it. Thank you very much. Have a nice rest of your day.